Good morning, children. Our today's topic is pattern of biodiversity. First pattern is latitudinal gradients, and second pattern, which is given here at the back, is species area relationship. So now we are here coming to the latitudinal gradients. First of all, we should see that the distribution of diversity is not uniform throughout the world. We are here observing the distribution of diversity latitude wise or latitudinal gradients in the diversity. To understand latitudinal gradient, I have here drawn your earth planet, and this is the equator where the tropical climatic conditions are there. As I have already told you in the previous chapter that tropical climate is suitable for the diversity. Here the higher temperature is there. Here the higher biodiversity is also very higher, and the conditions are suitable for the biodiversity. But at poles the temperature is low, and so that the low biodiversity is there at the poles, and the climate which is there at the poles is called as temperate climatic condition, or these are temperate. So one is tropical at the equator, and at the poles the temperate climatic conditions are there. This is what they are here explaining, that when we move from the temperate to the tropical to the temperate condition, the biodiversity decreases. Now here they are giving the conditions of the equator, that in general the species diversity decreases when we move away from the equator. Number one thing, towards the poles. At the tropics, the condition that what is there is 20 tropics are there at the latitudinal range of 23.5 degree north to 23.5 degrees south, and here most of these species are present here in the tropical region in comparison to the temperate region. Like here they have taken up the example of Colombia, which is located near the equator, having 1400 species of birds, and in New York, which is little away from the Colombia, little away from the equator, that is 41 degree north, 105 species are there, which are comparatively lesser than the Colombia. And the Greenland, which is more away from the equator, that is at 71 degree north, only 56 species are there. So that means when we move away from the equator towards the temperate condition or towards the pole, the number of species decreases. Now here they are explaining about the India. India is having a large land area in the tropical latitudes only, so that we are having 1200 species of birds. A forest in the tropical region in the equator is 10 times having more species of vascular plants in comparison to the forest present in the temperate region, like in the Midwest USA. Again here they are taking up one more example of Amazon rainforest in the South America, which is possessing the greatest biodiversity, and it is the home for more than 40,000 species of plants, 3,000 species of fishes, 1,300 species of birds, 420 species of mammals, 427 species of amphibians, 378 of reptiles, and more than 1,25,000 invertebrates. So that way you can see that this is the Amazon rich forest possessing the greatest biodiversity. So scientists have estimated that in these rainforests, at what all conditions are prevailing which are supporting as many number of species. So ecologists and evolutionary biologists have proposed the various hypotheses. On the basis of that, number one is that speciation, that means formation of new species from the existing species. So they are saying that speciation is generally a function of time, that means it takes time to form a new species from the previous species. Unlike temperate region, the frequent glaciations in the past tropical latitudes have remained relatively undisturbed for the millions of years. What are they saying? That in the temperate region there are frequent changes in the climatic condition has occurred, but in the tropical region the frequent changes has not occurred and it was relatively undisturbed for millions of years, so that more number of species are present in the tropical region. Okay, now here this is the second point which is supporting to the Amazon forest, that why more number of species are there in tropical region or in Amazon forest. तो tropical environments, unlike temperate ones, are less seasonal, relatively more constant and predictable. मतलब उनमें जल्दी जल्दी परिवर्तन नहीं आते हैं और उनके बारे में सोचा भी जा सकता है कि what all changes will take place in the future. Sudden changes are very less. Such constant environment promote niche. Niche means the position, specialization, and lead to greater species diversity. That means no disturbance is there in the climatic condition, very less seasonal fluctuation is there, more constant condition are there, climate is predictable. All these conditions support more diversity. There is more solar energy available in the tropics in comparison to the temperate, which contributes higher productivity and in turn contribute the greater diversity. So these 3 points are there which shows that in the tropical condition, the conditions are tropical climates are more suitable for biodiversity. Now we are here coming to the next pattern of biodiversity, that is species area relationship. If we understand it simply, then it is simple explanation of species area relationship is this, कि when we increase the area for a species, so the number of species will increase to some extent, and after that the number of increase in the species is not observed. So this hypothesis is being proposed by the Alexander von Humboldt. Observed within a region, species richness increased with increasing explored area, but only up to a limit. Only up to a limit. And this is being seen that he pioneered an extensive exploration of wilderness. Wilderness का मतलब होता है the area which is uncultured, which is uninhabited or which is inhospitable. That area is studied to study the species area relationship. Then Alexander von Humboldt observed that the species richness increased with increased explored area, but only a limit. In fact, this relation can be represented in angiosperm, in plants, in birds, in bats, in freshwater fishes. That means it is not compulsory for a particular species. Any of the species, maybe it is of plant, maybe it is of animal, maybe fishes, maybe freshwater fishes, birds or bats, all animals and plants shows the same concept, that the increase in the species richness is there with the increased area, but up to a certain limit. After that, what are they saying? That it turns out to be a rectangular hyperbola. This has become the hyperbola. On a logarithmic scale, if it is represented, if we represent this relationship, then it can be represented by log s is equal to log c plus z log a. So s is the species richness, a is the area, z is the slope of line regression coefficient, and c is the y-intercept. Here they are saying that ecologists have discovered that value of z lies the range of 0.1 to 0.2 regardless of taxonomic group, means any of the angiosperm, plant, animal, whatever can be there, but this value lies between 0.1 to 0.2. Whether these plants are there in Britain, they are the birds of the Britain, or the birds of the California, the plants of Britain, or the mollusk in the New York state. Whatever it is there, the regression line is showing amazing similarity and relation among very large area, and the entire and the species is as same as it is been shown. So that here they have given one more slope of the line to much steeper z values in the range of 0.6 to 1.2. For example, the frugivorous or fruit eating birds and mammals in the tropical forest of different continents, the slope is found to be 1.15. What do the sleeper soles mean? It context. What are they saying? That it is not hyperbola, it is steep slopes are there. Here, what are they saying? That if you analyze the species area relationship among very large area like the entire continent, then also we will find the slope of the line is much steeper. Z value is ranging from 0.6 to 1.8. However, it was 0.1 to 0.2, but if we consider the entire continent, then it will be the steeper one, and its value will range 0.6 to 1.2. And here they have taken up one example where the value has increased to 1.15. So here they are showing this chart showing the species area relationship on a log scale. The relationship becomes linear. The log scale it has become linear, otherwise the species area relationship shows the hyperbola. S is equal to c square, ca square, they are showing it here. CAZ is there. CAZ, not a square, CAZ. Okay. So this is all about species area relationship. Thank you.